Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Yeah, I just started the stream. Oh, I've got so much pain in my neck and shoulders. I'm sitting with a pillow behind me, so I might look a bit awkward. But yeah, let me just quickly do a stream. Might not be a very long one today, but let's see how far I can get it. I don't have any more headaches, so it's a little bit better. Yeah. So I can't trade funded next because they halted everything for some reason. Also now there is no trading, so I can only trade my own accounts or just paper trade. Now, I have a limit order already resting here since yesterday. Oh, let me close the curtains quickly. Oy. That's better. Oh, oh boy, my neck and shoulders are killing me. Oh, that sounds a little bit exaggerated, but yeah. So yesterday, I put a limit order below that around here. I had a couple of confluences here, and I believe we are getting the full. Oh, we're getting the full run to the upside now. But so I might leave it overnight if we don't, if it doesn't take it. I can't trade prop now because Funded Next doesn't have anything open for some reason. Why is this not doing it? So hold on, guys. I don't know why this is going. Yeah, so let me just see this. What, six, um, 6:10. So I'm also feel a bit nauseated. I'm just not feeling 100%. So, but not as bad as yesterday. So let's see how far we can get it. So I'm not going to do a very long stream, but just wanted to quickly say hello and maybe. Yeah, so on my live account, I do have I had a limit order here, which is activated now. Like I say here, runner up to here, I'm taking it off. Most of my position I'll take off here. Maybe I'll leave a runner for maybe the all-time highs because I do think if we gap up, we're going to gap up higher. But I'm just not. But I already put it in yesterday and it got activated just now. I wasn't able to really. No, I was just so exhausted yesterday. Um, I don't think I'm sick, guys. It's just the weather. It's just a change in temperature. It just gets on my shoulder. On it just tenses up everything a little bit. So yeah. So let's see how far it can take it now in London. I can't. So fun. I don't know other prop firms, by the way. I saw a message of TPT as well, but they are open. But so Funded Next closed everything since yesterday after 8:30 Central Time, which is 9:30 Eastern. So I can't trade Funded Next anymore for up until open Sunday. I don't know other prop firms having the same issue, but yeah, Funded Next, everything is halted. So that's why I always say you need more prop firms or just always have your own account on the side because you never know. It's sort of weird to me because I don't think it's an issue. I know they are Rice Pays is converting their way of working. So I don't know if you guys use Rice for your payments as well. They are converting currently. So I don't know if there's anything to do with it, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, let's see how far this can go. I need to make sure my account is running. Um, So sometimes you don't get your trade on the day you want it, for example, because it just doesn't go to your level, but that's okay. Normally I can adjust, but yesterday I wasn't able to. I was too tired, and I was just ugh. Sometimes, you know, when you don't feel well, you just stop. You just close your charts. Let me just double check if funded next is still not. Is everything rejected? Yeah, I mean, we got a message and I thought it was a mistake, but it was not a mistake. They just don't take any trades. Yeah, order rejected. I don't know why. I mean, they're using the holiday, I think, as an excuse to do something else. But that is okay. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. So I'm going to go for a massage later on, just to get some relief in my neck and shoulders. Looking forward to that. Hey, Company Minko, how are you doing? Oh, how's it going? How have you been doing trading wise? Did you do anything yesterday? I took a break yesterday. I can't trade my funded next because of the hold apparently there. But I already put a limit order here yesterday. I'm looking forward to, I just want to relax. Yeah, oh, I'm so tired. I took a break. I wasn't actually planning to do a stream today. Yesterday I thought, oh, I need a break. But today I woke up and I was looking and I'm like, oh, you know, just go live and you just make it a short stream. But yesterday I had a headache as well. But I'm also I have like a little bit of, my neck and my shoulders are so tense. So I feel like I can't move. I think it's the weather change. It's not that cold, but my body, it's just the temperature change. And it was the same like in Europe. When it became autumn, it feels almost similar, even though it's not that cold here. And yesterday, the headache, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. And now I just don't have the headache. I just feel that my shoulders and neck. So I'm going to go for a massage later on. And maybe a little bit of stress. I don't know. You know, I don't want to get these things because, you know, yesterday security was here because we had, they needed to update the beams and stuff like that. And we had a kidnapping literally next door at the factory. Well, it's not really next door, but it's like, and the security guy said, yeah, you know, it's just politics. Don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, they can. I'm like, well, even though it's politics, well, it might be political to maybe to kidnap a foreigner. So I don't know. Yeah, but he said not to worry about it. But yeah, they stole two municipality cars and one normal, and they took one of the workers. Everybody's fine. He's still alive, I guess, but it was literally next door, and I'm like, okay, everything is open here. We don't really have any, you know, it's just. So, but anyway, it's been a slow trading week. I took 2 paper cuts this week, missing my trade on FOMC. Listen, FOMC was horrible this week. It wasn't that nice. So I wouldn't be, don't beat yourself up to it. I need to center myself again. Yes. If you don't feel it, you just take a break and you just, I'm feeling the same. When I'm tired and something is off in my body and I'm not 100%, you're just not as focused as you need to be. And it's better just to switch off your charts and just, you know, just paper trade or journal. I also had this week, for example, I had a very good friend. She's traveling in Australia, and her husband got a very bad stroke. So even though I try not to get all these things to get to me, but if good people, you know, people you really like, are they going through a lot of things? You know, you cannot go through life really getting everyone else's issues, but sometimes things just, you know, you're like, oh shit, that's really bad news, and yeah, sometimes you just, you know, it also makes you, we all go through bad things sometimes in life, or things that are just sometimes struggles. But hey, if you have like an easy time in life, you have to appreciate it. I think I'm really in a good place right now. And you don't stand, It's also like sometimes you just take things for granted, right? And like, okay, now it's an easy phase in life. Sometimes you will go through phases, but if you go through an easy phase, be appreciative of it. So yeah, just wanted to say that as well. Is there anyone else who's trading prop firms? Hey Abdul, how are you doing? Is anyone else trading prop firms and also had the hold yesterday at 8:30, like Funded Next had, or was it only Funded Next? I'm a little bit confused about it because they said also because of the options expiring. I'm like, I never had a hold because of option expiration, so I'm not sure why they are using that. So I was a little bit confused by it. I'm just curious if anyone else trading prop had any issues or still have any issues, or is it just Funded Next? I sent them a message. I'm like, yeah, I got the message, but why? Why can't I trade? Pum pum pum. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see how high it wants to go. I'm considering leaving a runner. I just want to see if we are continuing to the upside, if we have a London low here, or are we going to go make another low? I wonder. We could make another run to the downside though, but I already took some profit here. So on my live account, I posted that one on the Discord. I took some off here. I'm gonna take some off here and a runner here. So I just put it on. I woke up and like, oh my god, it's triggered. And I didn't look at the chart, so I just put it here. But I can't trade my funded or my Funded Next accounts. So it's only my live account, which the limit order got activated. So on the limit order, why did I put it there? I'll show you guys. It was because of this structure here yesterday. No, 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 no. Yeah, it is. I have actually. I've got two limit orders, by the way. I have another one here. So we'll see. Pum, pum, and yeah, yeah. Accompaniment calls. Sometimes it's very Sometimes it's also good to take hey Method, how are you doing? Good morning to you. How was your trading day yesterday? Did you trade yesterday? Did you take anything? I think I'm gonna trail this. Let me just make sure that everything is. I have to get. I have to take shorter trades, especially now when I don't feel 100%. Everything needs to be shorter and not aim for the large moves because that always gets me. I can only do those large moves when I'm 100% fit. What's your bias for today? Well, obviously bullish, bullish. But I still have a limit order resting lower as well, like I said. But I don't know if we can if we're gonna make it there. But let's see. I didn't do much of my analysis today. Let me do it now a little bit better. Um, I'll do a poll, by the way. I traded a bit pre-market and was able to end up green before the open. I need to get better entries to avoid drawdowns. Yeah, Mether, so I'm still having, I don't have the headache anymore, but I still have my shoulders and my neck are a little bit tense. I think it's the cold. It's not really that cold here, but it's just the weather. And I think it might be a little bit stress, I must say, because of the news of the kidnapping next door. I try not to let it get to me, but I was a little bit worried, and it does get, I'm like, yeah. And the security guy yesterday who came here, he says, yeah, I don't have to worry about his politics. And it's just governmental things. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, it could also be politics, when you get a foreigner. Could also be politics. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really suit me. So, and we had the break-in next, and they always leave me. I haven't been, and it's very safe here, generally speaking. But I'm like, yeah, it has been around me, really close now, up to 50 meters from my home, and now 100 meters, and I'm left alone, and I'm like, yeah, you know. They know me very well. I'm very friendly with them, but it's always an inside job, or most of the time, I should say, it's an inside job. So it could be one bad person from their inner circle that, yeah, you may like her, but we don't care. We don't know that woman. Let's go get her. So I think it's a little bit of stress as well. I think, but anyway, we'll see. I'm going for a massage later on, so I'm looking forward to that. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, so Mether, yeah, we talked. I asked you about you didn't have you trade. I know you trade your own account, but I think it's only funded next, by the way, that halted until Sunday open. So it's really weird, but I don't think it's any other prop firm that does it. So I sent a message on the Discord, guys, but it was only funded next that halted, and they're still halted. I can't trade. Um, yes, just writing it up. So I did this one is on my live account as well. I put that limit order in yesterday somewhere here, and then I have one lower resting, but I don't know if that will be activated anytime soon. I'll do a poll. Yes, I can still trade all. Okay. Zero Trader. Hey, I wasn't going to trade today, but Asia did change my mind. Yeah. Zero Trader, it's pretty nice, right? The moves are clean. It moves nice. It moves much better than yesterday. I was also looking, I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Um, Let me just do a stream. But I can't trade anything else than just paper trade in my own live account, but it's already running. So Zar Trader, did you manage to get in Asia already? It's a beautiful move, right? Early here, 140. I like it how market is moving now. Yeah, massages are nice, but I'm always you need to know not everybody can give a good massage, so you have to go to some place where you know who is doing it, and not everyone is really good at it. So, but I've got one lady, and she is so I just went there just for one time. Just I didn't have anything, and it was so good that I was like, okay. She's also like she also does sport massages and things like that. So she really is a little bit more educated as well, in that field. So I'm going to her. I called her yesterday and I said, listen, I need your help. I have my neck and shoulders are so tense. I need to. I need some relief there. So she says, yeah, I'll make some time for you tomorrow. So she's going to help me tomorrow today. Let's see if we can make it up to here. And maybe I'll take everything off here, to be honest. I mean, we might go lower again. I think I might take I think I'm going to take the runner off. I don't think I'm in the mood for any runners anymore. I think that's not what I should do. I think I should take it off. Yeah, I think I'm going to change everything up to here. And then, I don't, yeah, I don't want anything. Oh, oh, stop it. Oh, those are the birds. Do you hear that? Stop it. You're breaking the glass. Yeah, I hear you. Trumpet to hornbills. What do I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna take those runners off. Yeah, I don't want any runners. I'm not gonna put anything overnight. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? That's stupid. Okay, let me just change that. Okay, let's see. Pum 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 pum. Are you gonna stop here already, or do I need to? Um, my brain doesn't work as well as it should. 562 0.5 560. Okay, I'll leave it. And just lower it a little bit. I'm just gonna put it a little bit lower just to make sure everything gets taken out. I just want to be out of everything. I think that's better. I shouldn't have anything that gives me stress. I'm gonna get all the stress things out. Okay, 421. At least I have this, that. Okay. I'll do a poll. Let me do a poll. Hey, NQ Future Seattle, up, up, up. I have no idea about gold. I haven't looked at gold for a long time. We can have a look at gold. Hey, S1, how are you doing? Hope you'll enjoy your Friday. Yes, and it's a holiday as well, so guys, also enjoy. Take a break off the markets. The markets are going to close anyway, anytime early today, so it's a long weekend. You can do some back testing and but yeah, I think it's nice to have a little bit of break and recharge for the next week. I'm looking forward to it, honestly, in all fairness. Got another round, got in around 8 p.m. on a short. Didn't expect we would retrace and sweep yesterday's New York session low in Asia. Yeah, they do a lot in Asia, the good moves, right? What was I doing? I was making a poll. You see, guys, my mind is not there 100%. Still a bit tired. Start a poll. What time is it? 2:33. Bullish or Abdul, you're bearish already. Okay, bullish or could be. Yeah, you could be right. Bullish. I'm also looking at the order block. Bullish or bearish London session. Bullish. Very sh- You see, guys, sometimes when you have like TPs, you can be too high, right? Um, Hey Sebastian, how are you doing? Good morning. I smacked 6:30 off some MNQs. Oh, we didn't get the power outage from the storm. It wasn't bad. Hey, yeah, Sebastian. So yeah, I find it so odd to hear that you are also struggling with power outages. I thought it was really a South African thing. But yeah, I took a break yesterday. You can hear the knocking on the glass. It's a trumpet or hornbill. I took a break because I didn't feel too well, and I'm still not 100%. I've got to say hi to the bird, otherwise he keeps on knocking on the glass. Hello. Yes, I'm here. Okay. Now that's sorted. They are literally just like, I have to say hello, and then they're okay, and then they go. South Africa struggled with power at the time, even here in the Western Cape. Yeah, so road futures, it's not too bad where I'm right now. I had power outage this week. Luckily, it was back on time. That gives me a lot of stress, by the way, as well. Power outages. So we had one this week, and the guys working on the internet. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to lose the Wi-Fi. I did not. So the thing is, I came back home and I thought it was them. And I went back and said, guys, you ruined my internet. I told you, but it was I didn't see that there was no power, so I had to apologize to them later on. I said, yeah, you need to fix it. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't see there was no power. But and then the power got back on. But here where I'm right now in KwaZulu-Natal, it's not too bad. In Limpopo, I had no power literally every couple of times per week. So I could never start my YouTube. I didn't have any ideas that I wanted it anyway. But let's see. So it's a must here in SA for internet. Yeah, I have a UPS to my attached to the router, so at least even though power goes out, I still have a UPS running it, so I can still get out of my trades and before my laptops die and stuff like that. And I have battery backup, but I don't know that they make so much noise. Oh my God. So yeah, yeah, I'm still holding my trade for now. I'll see if we go below this level. I think then I need to get out. So yeah, I've said it before. I don't think anywhere. I think anywhere in the world you need to have a backup, just to make sure because you never know. It could happen everywhere, anytime, right? Just have a backup on your router. Even the power. If the tower goes out, obviously you don't have any. But most of the times the towers are protected. It's annoying, yeah. But you come to terms with it a little bit, but it's still very stressful sometimes when you have to deal with it. Yeah. You can't have it all in life. Let me just see this. Zero. Okay, now I'm still bullish for the time being. Let's see. As long as we stay above this 500 line, I'm keeping my trade on. 546. Okay, let's see. Well, Rodford, it's a must. Actually, it's a Musk. We should have Musk here. Elon Musk, Starlink. That would be the best thing to have. Yeah, I'm keeping my trade up to here. I'm not leaving a runner on my account. I'll take that off here just to be on the safe side, but I do think we can make one more run to the upside. And then it's done for me, I think. For that trade, and then just reassess. Unfortunately, I can't trade it on my account. Everyone have one. I'm going to bed. Nice talking to you. Um, yeah, I think they'll bounce around a little bit here. Let's see. I think they're just forming a 50-minute order block. Let's see. Hey Kay, how are you doing? Mm, 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 mm. Let me see. Is it order block? Are we really going down too soon? Yeah, we went to 0.5 though. We could go lower from here, but I think we make one more leg. Yeah, we go up to 552. 242, 230. Hey, Mr. Chaos, how are you? I feel a little bit better. I still have issues with my neck and my shoulders, but the headache is sort of almost gone. I'm going to get a massage later on. And I think it's a little bit the cold, the temperature change. I always struggle with that. Even though it's not that cold, it's colder. I'm just very sensitive to it. That's why I need to live in a warm country. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to the weekend as well. Take a little bit of a break. But hey, listen, as an addict to the charts, as an alcoholic, I couldn't just not do a little stream. So, yeah. I do feel a little bit nauseated, and I might have to do You know, the first thing when you have like a fever, you don't feel well. The first thing the doctors always ask you here, have you done a malaria test? So I always have a malaria test, but I didn't think I might, because I do have a lot of. It does come with Um, yeah, we always have to do. I didn't think about that, but it's always. I always have. I've had everything almost. I didn't have a bite yet. I did. I did have a scorpion bite already here in South Africa. I did have a African tick bite fever already. So I'm becoming a true South African here. I haven't had malaria though. Never. I've traveled a lot, but never have I got malaria. But what's the temperature? Oh, it's 18 degrees now. But I'm freezing. Yes, I love that term alcoholic. I also one myself. I can't get enough of the, obviously I know when I'm trading times I have to keep myself. Yeah, so it's better, as an alcoholic, speaking from one to another. It's for me also outside trading time when you go into the charts and to find those algorithmic signatures, right? Um, yeah, it's like a treasure hunt. I see it as a treasure hunt, and but it's um, you see more when you're not in a trade. That's just the truth of it. So if you're outside of trade, you can really focus. The moment you're in a trade, you're already looking in a smaller window of time. You're focused on the trade most likely. It's a totally different. Your brain just works differently. So what was that? Okay. Yeah, you need to love it. If you don't really love it, you won't put the time in, most likely. I mean, why would you, right? You do something else if you have another passion. But you need to sort of like it to do it because it takes a lot of time. I used to spend more time on journaling than on trading, actually, for a time being. Well, yeah, I spend a lot of time on journaling. I don't do it as much as I used to, though. But yeah, it was like really journaling my trades, going really analyzing what did I do wrong, how could I get more out of the trade, how can I, but then also sorry, journaling the overall market, just looking at okay, what did the 15-minute do, what can I see on the 15-minute, what can I see on the daily, and then when the week is done, also looking at weekly profiles and stuff like that. So, oh, I'm losing my voice. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see if it wants to make one more leg higher. Yeah, I'm taking everything off here. I'm not taking anything higher. Even if it runs higher, I'm not going to be in it anymore. I'll take everything off. I'm going to delete my limit order that is lower. I don't want to be, because it's holiday trading. I noticed that I said, yeah, I'm going to keep it overnight, but I'm not going to do that. I never do that. So why should I do that now? If it gaps up, who cares? There'll be a next trade. Exactly. The market will be here. There's always trades, right? And there will be a new setup. And it's just like, I don't think I will sleep. You have no, you cannot control it when the market is, you cannot get in or out of a position or whatever. So I would rather not. You don't know what it's going to do, and those gaps could be so large. So why would you take the risk, right? If there's one, I don't know. I think it's just it might work out well, but it's at one time it doesn't work out, and you're gonna hate yourself for it. It's always about that one time, right? It's the same with insurance. It's like, okay, yeah, but most of the times don't bad things don't happen, but it's about that one time that it does happen that you want to have that insurance in place, right? So, yeah. Oh, market is almost. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? I have the same setup, need just a couple of points, and I'm done for the week. And you're 100%. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see if we can get there, and then also like I'm taking everything off. No runners, taking all limit orders out. Just want no risk. And unfortunately, I found that next I can't trade. Because I also saw when I just woke up, I saw a nice trade. I couldn't take it. Um, but it's holiday over there. Yes, it is. Yeah, and if you're swing trading for longer, if you have like really, I'm not a swing trader, so I shouldn't be doing it at all. Yes. As a swing trader, you're fine with retracement because you take them into, you have to position yourself at some point, and you accept the drawdown maybe sometimes, I guess. Obviously, you want to position yourself where you have the minimum, but sometimes you just have to go through it. But you don't care because it's you're swing trading. Now, I don't prefer to have drawdown at all. As a day trader, my goal is actually to have the minimum, really frame my trades without actually no drawdown. So if I talk about it, but I know people that even though they day trade, they do have the drawdown into consideration. Sometimes that's why some people can have the same opinion, but have different trade setups, and even though they're both the same, or some people just trade, for example, the retracement, and some people trade the longer term, but they accept the retracement as part of their drawdown because they see it coming, but they have no choice to enter because they're at work or things like that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I'm taking everything off. I do think if it does run higher, we could go all the way up here, but I don't know if we can do that right now. Maybe this is the end of the road for this. So I'm not leaving my runner. There was actually this was a level I was looking at yesterday, I believe. Yesterday I thought we could, but maybe this is the top. It makes sense. Yeah, no runner for me. Everything is off. Yeah, and also sometimes my TPs are a little bit too high, my levels. Because it might go there, but it might take another few manipulation moves. So I have to also work on that a little bit. And not marry those levels. Those algorithmic levels, I should say. Because, sometimes you just don't know everything yet. You know, if you know a little piece of the pie. Those little pieces, but they become more and more. But yes, there's still missing pieces sometimes. And the missing pieces are all about time. It's just time. It's all time based. The levels are not that hard to discover, to be honest. It's a time, the element of when will the algorithm go to a specific what's exactly the time cycle. The levels itself are not that hard to discover. And if you go into the charts a lot, you will see it's not that is not the hardest part. It's when is it going to run to a level. That is, I believe, I would say the enigma, actually. The PD arrays are just a distraction, I believe. It's not about the PD array. Yes, if you put the time in, you will see the pattern. Now, we're not pattern traders, don't get me wrong, but the patterns show themselves, but they show themselves in a different way in every cycle. So you have to discover a pattern, but then you have to be aware. If you discover the pattern, you have to understand the pattern doesn't show itself in the same way always. But the pattern is there, but they present themselves in cycles. But you have to understand what if the pattern doesn't work out in one. Like, okay, if you have a model, let me tell you one thing, guys. If you have a model and your model doesn't work, there we go. Okay, I'm out. If your model doesn't work, that means something, the cycle might have changed, but that model gives you intel because the same level will work in a different way. And that's where you have to start tweaking. And that's where the 100 points on 10 micros. So see, I trust those levels, but sometimes timing is off because you just don't know when those cycles run. But it's so algorithmic, guys. It's just crazy. It is so crazy. It's all hidden in plain sight. It really is. But like I say, once you start going into that rabbit hole, you might get a little bit analysis paralysis at some point because you're seeing some things, but then if you focus, you're not looking at this simple structure sometimes. But hey, there's a lot of information, and that is addictive to me. That is addiction. That is really, yeah. Yes, and the same patterns repeat themselves over and over and over and over again. It's true. Exactly the midpoint. Coincidence? No, not a coincidence. Could it go higher? Yes. Could it go lower from here? I don't know. I haven't really. This is actually the my main focus was here. I think this level. I already used this level a couple of days, by the way, but it didn't hit it a couple of days. Um, I was aiming for this area. I think 3 days already. But anyway, it is fascinating, road futures, and the moment you start believing there's an algorithm, it just changes your whole perspective. Then you can start focusing on the time element. And then the rabbit hole starts, right? Okay, I took everything off here. I have a runner. I said runner here. Now, do I think it could go there now? Let's see. Let's do some high time frame analysis. I don't think so now. I think we hit 50% of this wick as well here. So we could go into this larger wick here, which I guess would be also here in this area. So we could retest something here and then maybe go higher again. Or ICT did a review, by the way. I watched it. He actually mentioned that the gap up overnight. He said it could, if it doesn't go here today on Friday, he could see the gap up overnight. So he's very bullish on the indices. I think for now, this move is over for now, for the time being. Let's see. Oh, welcome to the family, Omo, Luabi, and Ergo Sum. Oh, I like that name. Ergo Sum. So yesterday, when I closed the stream, I watched, I started to watch a series, but I fell asleep. It was called Prime Target, about prime numbers. I guess. MD, you were long from 400. Don't know where it's going to go. I closed it. Yeah, I think it's a, yeah, take your money and run. That's an awesome trade. Well done. 400. Look at that beautifully. You literally turtle souped it. Do you need more? I mean, if you have this run, that's awesome. I mean, why would you stay in for more? We're at 50% of the wick. It's like, yeah, it could retrace here, but it could also just start going higher. I also am done here, exactly here. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I had a limit order also around this area. I have one more limit order. Was it 350-ish? But I'm going to take that one out. So I wasn't yesterday I thought it might go there and then make this move up, but then when I was after I woke up again, I was looking at the market and it was after the 9:30 open. I was looking and I was like, okay, let me also put a limit order. I believe it was, I think this should be the 9:30 level. There was something here, I can't remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this must be 9:30 something. Is it 9? Yeah, here it is. So here you can see we also had a devil's mark, and I have a few other confluences here. If I have a box like this is a level of interest for me because there is just interesting things happening there. It's algorithmic, time-based. So I put a limit order right below here. So my limit order got triggered at 1:30 exactly. And I was in until here on my live account. I trust these levels. I trust these levels. So I sometimes have to wait. Now this level here, now I'm not so sure of this one here because I thought we might manipulate lower, but obviously not. Obviously that's not of it. That might be an interest. I don't think this might be an interest. I think we're going to run through this one and go through these lows, lows, lows once we go lower. But I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought maybe we manipulate. Look, what I was thinking yesterday that we could get a wick, really aggressive wick, to the downside, because they use those levels also just for manipulation, just for a quick wick and then back up, right? Without any logic. Yeah. So nice trade. I think it's a nice short from here. Yeah, I would rather short it from here to be honest, for a while. But it looks like a nice. Let's see. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Oh, London is open. So anything? Are you guys gonna do something nice tomorrow? The people in the U.S. Are you gonna celebrate the Juneteenth? Are you gonna? It looks like we're still bullish though, to be honest. I think we're still gonna go higher. Notice my headache is coming again. Let me see if I can open the curtains and get some sun. Oh, I'm so cold, guys. I'm freezing. Brr. I get a tea with honey. Yes. Well, I still have my coffee, but it's cold right now. But I'm looking forward to. I'm going to get my massage in a few hours, so that's going to be nice. And do some nice walking. Yeah. And I just want to say something about trading and the markets. Now, let me think about that. What did I wanted to say? Oh, let me look at the pool, by the way. Bullish. 85% bullish, bearish 15%. Um, oh, let's talk about the weekly objective, by the way. Oh, I forgot that. Let's have a look at the week and at the IPTA ranges as well. Let me go to the daily quickly, and I want to look at. That will give me some information. So we hit this daily fair value gap, and when we hit it, it was literally in obviously when we hit it, it was in the first time we hit it, it was in 20 days, I believe, still, or in 40, I can't remember, but um, 20 day it is here. It looks very bullish on the daily, right? I mean, look how the daily we went lower and now we're going high. I think it's definitely bullish. On the daily, on the 4 hour, I want to put on the weekly. Method is awesome. Indicator. Now, if you go back last week, I actually noticed that we had a TGIF on Thursday already, and not on Friday. I was looking at hindsight, like, okay, interesting. Okay, we don't need this anymore. A Wednesday low. Yeah. So this is a beautiful. So this is the beautiful profile. We open up Monday. We make a Tuesday high, Wednesday low. Um, and then we start back expanding again. I'm gonna put it on here as well. Um, 40. Now, looking at ES looks sort of bearish to me because you see we're below the consolidation. That's actually quite weird to see, and we're at 40% of the weekly range, and so they're a little bit decoupled, I would say, looking at the, let's look at the 4 hour. See, that's so, and Q is above the accumulation range, and ES is below the accumulation range. That is a little bit weird. I wouldn't like, I mean, that will be a little bit for me concerning to just keep trading it. I think this is good enough for me, but let's see if this runner would have been taken out. I took it off. I have nothing. I've got nothing left in my account, but I just want to see if this runner would have been taken. But you see that's odd. That's sort of, you can consider that a sort of decoupling almost, unless ES starts barging through this. There's no news driver anymore, but yeah. Let's look at the daily on ES. See, this doesn't look bullish to me on ES at all. That looks more, I mean, eventually, but where are your IPDA levels? I want to see IPDA. Interesting. Funny to see. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that as well. Let's see if we can blast through here. It needs some power. Yeah, and Q keeps on going. Look at that. Just grinding up, grinding up. Okay, so what's the weekly objective, guys? What do you think? What is the weekly objective? What time does the market close? I think at 1 Eastern, right? Yeah, the market closes 1 Eastern. Let me just double check. Was it? Juneteenth. The market will close early at Friday at 12 CT time and 1 E. So that's 1 Eastern. And it will open again on 5 p.m. Central Time on Sunday for the Monday session. Okay. So there's still some hours to go. It's annoying. Okay, well, let's see if the runner would have been. I have no positions open anymore, but let's see if it would have gone through there. Nice, just very bullish. Six 16. What time is it? 1/4. You see how these end dogs, they're just magnets, right? Hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to retrace and then go back higher. So this will be a longer term trade. I don't think we're going to go there. I think we might have a nice retracement from here, leaving equal highs, relatively equal highs, maybe go into the range again and then go higher again. On the daily, how did we look on the daily? Yeah, I don't think we're going to go lower on the daily anymore. I mean, I would be surprised on a day like this. I think we're done to the downside. I think it's just a slow grind up for the rest of the day. I mean, I think it's just going to maybe retrace a little bit. Maybe it's actually a really nice price action, just going higher, retracing a little bit, going higher, retracing, going higher, and slowly working its way into this area. Maybe on the 4 hour, they could create some wicks. Yeah, we do have a devil's mark here, so maybe we get. Where is the. Oh, look at that. Maybe a nice manipulation move, manipulation wick into this area and then back up, something like that. I don't know. I don't see it go lower today. Really like lower, lower. I think the weekly objective must be somewhere here or here, maybe even here. Maybe even here. I don't know. I think it's bullish. The remaining session. That doesn't mean it can retrace, but I don't know. I don't think I would become bearish anytime this day. If I would trade more, I would only try to trade maybe to the upside. Mm, I, um, Abdul, you're strongly bearish for next week. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, let's see if it at some point it has to turn bearish, right? Um, well, if I'm looking here, if I look at the daily, or even at the weekly, we do have something to fill here. Let's have a look at the monthly, by the way. We're getting close to the end of the. Oh, look at the month. with the month. Wow, I didn't even note. I didn't even realize that we're just. I don't like that. If we end the month like this, I would rather have it go down. I prefer if it would go down next week. Yeah, definitely. Um, that would be nice. The better for us. I hope we don't end up with a week like that on the monthly. Um, how many days do we have left? 30. Yeah, don't put just please don't talk too much politics on the channel. If we push up more, yeah, whatever. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it here. I just think it's gonna push. It's just gonna keep on pushing. We might have a nice retracement, but that's it. Yeah, bye, Abdul. Yeah, so guys, leave your own personal opinions about the war. Could you leave them to yourselves? I've got people from Iran here, and I also got people from Israel here who are literally attacked by Hezbollah every day. So please keep those personal views to yourself if you don't mind. Both sides are on the channel, so. just want to see where 3:30 ends. I'm going to leave it here in a bit. I'm just going to watch it. I'm waiting until 3:30. I want to see what happens, and then I'm going to. Pum, 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 pum. 3:25. Bye, Abdul. Wish you all the best. I'm usually asleep right now, but when I woke up and checked the marks, the opportunity looked to be good to ignore. Yes, I agree. It would look very clean. Seems like metal closes at 1 p.m. And yeah, futures as well, trading nickels. Everything closes because of the holiday. But for some reason, funded next, I think they're the only one, has halted since yesterday, 9:30 Eastern. So I can't trade my funded or evals there anymore, which is a bummer because it was so clean. And I had that limit order on my live account already, but I wanted to also trade my fundeds and my evals, but I could not. It was such a clean. Sometimes you see, and it's so clean, and you just like, okay, this is just, and then it just doesn't allow you, which sucks. So, but anyway, it is okay. We cannot control everything, right? Unfortunately, you just have to accept. But I must honestly say, from here, I'm not so sure the push, because now you're like, okay, but when is it going to pull back, right? Now I would be a little bit. Now the end dog might be a nice pullback area, but it might just push higher from here as well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but from here, I don't really have an edge anymore in the sense of like, yeah, it, you're already, like imagine you have a runner. Like for a run, I wouldn't have been in mind, even though it would go lower, I would have trailed it already up, maybe up to here. That if it stops me out, I wouldn't lose. The runner would be the same amount of profit on the other ones if I would have been in it. But sometimes you just want to be like, I'm also getting to a point like, okay, you want longer trades, but it's like also you don't want to look at it too long because you want to either see it go. So I can put them on the background, maybe on my live account when I'm not looking at it, and trade prop, maybe get out here, take a breather and reassess again, take a next trade. But I struggle with patience when it takes too long. I don't like it because, for example, if it will go low, I'm like, yeah, I just wasted my time sitting through it. Because also, like I said, as an alcoholic, the moment I'm in a trade, I'm not looking at the chart in the sense of studying it, but then I'm focused on a trade. Then I would rather have a shorter trade, right? And then do something else and really study the market and get more intel instead of waiting for this. I mean, it's still money, but it's also time versus how many points, right? Okay. Now this is, let's say 47 points. Now that is still quite a bit, but sometimes you have to sit for those 47 points, maybe 2 hours, or maybe it pulls back a little bit and then it's like, yeah, is it really worth it? Or just take your 100 points, right? This was about 100 points. And have a clear head, get your coffee, you know what I mean? So that's sometimes I'm trying to like, do I really want the max squeezed out because you know where it's going to go? Yeah, it's the end of the range maybe, but then it takes like 2 hours just to get there, and it goes back and forth maybe within that range. And just because you think you know where it's going to end the range, do you really want to put the time in, right? So that's just ego. Okay, let's see. Okay, runner. Okay, well, and it's going higher. Wow, look at that going. Feisty little animal today, huh? So I noticed in London I have to take shorter trades, and in New York I do better with my larger trades. I think that's the thing that I have to approach it a little bit differently. I can't use the same approach for in order to do well, to do the same. It just takes too long. If I do it in the same strategy just takes more time sometimes in London. So I just have the moves are sometimes a little bit shorter. Okay, I find it interesting. 2 days ago, I worked out hard. Yesterday, I did half pace focusing on recovery, and that feels good, like a positive reflect. Yeah, it is. It is really your health, your eating pattern. Like I said, if I go totally if I eat pizzas, candy during the week, and I'm not saying I don't do these things, I do, but I can tell my trading as well. If I don't go do my workouts, if I don't go to my beach, get my clear. If I go to the beach, it's like really beautiful, and I'm almost by myself sometimes during the week. It's like really therapeutic. Exercise your body, eat clean, healthy. Like yesterday, I didn't feel, I'm off. I've pain in, I pain in my head, I pain in my shoulders. I was a little bit stressed. Security guys coming. I had a lot of questions for them. Um, it reflects in your trading straight away. I mean, you're not focused, and you're just missing things, and you're just not. It's high. I mean, it's like a high level sports that we're doing sometimes. You have to be really fit, and if you're unhealthy or have bad habits, they 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 go into your trading style as well, and I can see it. Like again, I'm going to say it. It doesn't mean when you're profitable, it doesn't mean you cannot have bad habits anymore. They are on the lookout every time. Still, I can still lose accounts. I still do. I can still tilt. The moment I start letting go of my rules, I fall into those traps. It doesn't stop. It doesn't end when you become profitable. That is a misconception of people that they have. Oh, you're profitable, so you don't have those issues anymore. No, I do. It is just less harder work. The most hardest work I've done already, but it doesn't mean it stops. And if you have an addictive character, it's even harder. You have to work even harder for it because you fall traps to all these things. But even without an addictive character, you can become an addict to the markets. You can overtrade. I don't have any addiction. I don't smoke. Well, maybe sugar addiction a little bit. If I don't take care, I can take care. I need to take care of that. Or I'm aware of that, and I eat. I almost eat keto based. I try to eat healthy, but I do have my moments of candy at night. So not doing the best, but oh come on, birdies, don't leave me alone. Um, but even without an addictive character and being disciplined in life, generally speaking, it is still hard because the dopamine hit that comes from having green trades is there. And I never knew I would have that. So, but yeah, it really works. It's trading nickels. It's such a good point. And actually, also, but when you're tired, I can instantly tell from my trading. So yesterday at the pace focus and recovering that. But I think also what's interesting. Um, Do you think trading nickels that you did half the distance, so you needed less recovery, that you had more, uh, you could focus maybe better on the charts? Because you can also overdo it. It's everything is about balance, right? So if you trade really hard, you also need more recovery, and then sometimes you get more tired. It's like finding that balance. But yeah, guys, and I don't know if Lance is here, but Lance is, he's very honest about his struggles. But I really don't want to put him down because he is sharing his struggles honestly, which also takes guts, to be honest. But he has an addictive character in the sense of smoking, and he's very honest about that. But you can see how difficult it is for him to get to that point to also get better in his trading. I don't know if he's here because I don't want to talk about him when he's not here, but um, uh, he's very open about it, and you can see, right? So I think the moment he starts working on those other things in life that really, the healthier, let's say the healthier lifestyle, it will reflect in his trading as well. Um, yeah. So it all works together, mind, body, and that's why I'm also, I'm not feeling myself. I'm just tired. Um, you get more annoyed quicker. Um, your mind is working at half. Your brain is working half the everything. So that's why I did not do pre-market prep yesterday. I had nothing to offer. I could not really say anything that would be of value. So, and I trust my trading family to accept that. It's part of the journey. Sometimes you cannot, if you have nothing to offer, just don't offer anything, because I would just be make pretend something that I'm not. And I sent the message as well. Listen, guys, if I feel the same, I'm not going to do a London stream. So, but here we are. We did a small stream. I had a good trade, 100 points on my live account. Um, but I'm happy. I'm honestly happy that I'm not going to do anything else today because I think I need to work on my health a little bit, or just getting that neck and shoulder issue sorted. And then I'm looking forward to Monday because I think everything will be sorted then. And new week. And I feel a little bit tired. I just feel tired as well. So, and listen, guys, I ate pizza this week. I'm also thinking like, I was on stream and I told you guys that my pizza was burned. So it wasn't as enjoyable. I had to scrape off. But I had a few unhealthy. I had a few unhealthy days to this week. So I normally I'm not that strict with my diet, but I try to eat healthy. But I had more days, unhealthy days to this week. But because it was so cold, and I just didn't want to cook or something, I don't know. But it I don't know if it's a coincidence, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it really FOMO that I'll need a lot of recovery. Wednesday evening felt completely mental capital gone. I turned out, yeah, okay, yeah. So feels like FOMO. Yeah, it could be FOMO, it can be fear, it can be anything, right? I had the beginning of the week, I was struggling with fear a little bit. Getting like my analysis was right, and I just didn't enter on the low risk entries because I was doubting myself. But yeah, it's just everything. The most is, I don't want to say here, but it is actually, yeah, sometimes. Yeah, well, not always psychology. You need a proper, yeah, but even so, NQ futures, it's such an interesting thing you're saying because I actually totally agree with you. But I noticed this week that, and it was very weird to me that I had an excellent analysis, but I didn't act upon it, and it was a few times on pre-market prep. I just didn't. I did not. I did not act upon it because, but it was very so. I had everything lined out, so there was logic to it. But there was sort of a disbelief on my end, I think, and fear. I couldn't, so I had to enter at a later stage. And it was still a winning trade later on, but it was messy, and because I got I don't know what happened. I still can't figure it out. I didn't trust the analysis, but there was no reason for me to distrust it. So I guess it comes back to psychology then. So I'm still, I was journaling it, and I still like, okay, what happened, blah, blah, blah. It was a very clear low risk buy, but I didn't act upon it. So I had to take the second area that I knew was a level for me that I could trust. But there was no logic to it, because if I would take the low risk buy, my risk was so little that it doesn't make any sense that I didn't take it. It was really, and so I don't know if why, and so I guess that was fear, and not FOMO, but fear. So it's sometimes you have to just, yeah, it doesn't matter how many strategies you have. If you're not in the right state of mind, you can have an excellent analysis and shit execution. Um, I have many examples of it, guys. I have many examples on stream that my analysis is correct, but I don't execute properly, and that is all here then. Yeah, and like I said, I said it many times. I'm not oh, look at my runner level. How clear, actually, how clean. It's a level of significance, actually. Ooh, I need to go back and see what this level is, because I like it. See what I do if I have a level like this and I see this happening. I know, okay, this is a level, and then I reverse engineer, because if this is a level where we are consolidating or things are happening, I study that very extensively, like why. But maybe this should have been my level, but what did I miss? But this is, I like it when I'm seeing, because it means it is using this level, and especially if it's retesting this level. But yeah, listen, guys, I wouldn't be. I'm someone who always wants to grow, so I might even, for every level, you can have a coach. There's no reason. It doesn't mean that if you have like every level for growth, if you need to get to the next level, but you're stuck for some reason, and you don't know why. If I see that it keeps on happening, I might get a coach, not for strategies or whatever, but just, hey, why am I hesitating to take that trade, for example? I'm a coach. I used to be a coach myself, so there's no shame in admitting that you need help to get to that next level. And that is, if you grow in life, you need. There is always someone who knows better, or there's like a little thing you need to tweak, but you just can't figure it out by yourself, or you just want to go to do it faster. It's about doing it faster. Oh yeah, I will get a trading coach. No, I don't. I'm not ashamed of that. Okay, listen, I want to have those 300-point trades on a regular basis, but I see the turtle soups. I see them, but I'm hesitating. I'm talking myself out of them most of the time. And I'm like, why am I? And I can't figure out if it keeps on happening. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll get a trading coach. Um, and that's what people do on every level. What's there, my love? Is that a birdie? Yeah, the birdie wants to say hello. Yeah, birdie says hello. So you can say that it's because you know what you do with the problem, but what people say is, but they don't have a clear system. You know what? Yes, yeah. So most people blame everything on psychology before they even have a system. But the moment you have a clear system, the struggles with every growth come new challenges. So that's why I ask people always to write down their rules. And do you have a set of rules? And what's your A plus model? You don't have an A plus model if you only study. Let's say you studied the model 2020. You say, yeah, my model is 2020-20. I don't think you have a model, because you need to personalize it to your own. Okay, you need if then statements. I only get in when I see this, blah, blah, blah. You need a set of rules. But just You think you have a model, but you don't. It's all ICT. He teaches them its basic foundation. It's just a foundational stuff, but you need to personalize it. If you haven't personalized it, you don't have a model. It's maybe harsh if I say it that way, but it is. Once you have a model, you have a strict set of rules, if then statements, and you have data. You have data. You need to have data. How many times does it work out when I do it? Does my model? If you don't have data, you don't have a model, because you don't know how many times it works. You don't know what exactly your parameters are, right? So, and then actually comes the psychology. After you have your models and your set of rules, then comes the psychology part. I still don't think it's 80% psychology and 20%. I think because the more mechanical you make it, the less emotional you can get. So if I'm fully mechanical and I trade by data, by algorithmic levels, I have no stress. I feel very comfortable. So it takes out the emotional part. But then again, new challenges come with growth. It's really weird. The more you grow, the more new challenges you get, and you have to work on new things. So, but yeah, you don't have. It's not psychology. It's not psychology if you don't have a proper model, and that's a very. It's a mirror that people don't want to, because they want to tell themselves that they have a good strategy. They would tell themselves, I was one of you guys. I was one of them. Oh yeah, I have a model. No, I did not actually. I thought I had a model, but I didn't had a model worked out as well as I have now. But yeah, be very honest to yourself. Write things down. What is my model? What are my if-then statements? When do I enter? What is my data? Do I have data on that model? Then you can talk about a model. A model is only a model if you have back tested, forward tested it over at least 100 times, and it works with specific if-then statements and a certain amount of time. So you're okay if it fails 30%, 20%, because you know that's part of your model. So you're not stressed about it. You don't have any emotions about it because it's part of your numbers. Hey, GG. Okay, here we go again. I'm too tired to get angry with you because I love you too much. Yeah, guys. So it is really about data and having. So So work on that maybe this weekend, guys. Have an honest question to yourself. Ask yourself, really, do I really have a model? Is my model that I mention, is it really rule based, or am I just telling myself that I have a model without actually having done the work? It's a very honest question you have to ask yourself, and we can spend more time on it because I understand it's hard if you don't know where to start, but the emotional part, the psychological part actually doesn't play any role before you have an actual model. So, yeah. So, again, I took my runner off because I didn't trust it again, and it did go to that level. Now I don't really don't mind. I really don't mind, but it's also for me again a psychological thing. Like I had my level here. Runner one. Do I have runner two? No, I don't have runner two. Just one runner, and it's a beautiful level, and it worked. My levels are not random. They are all algorithmically calculated. I go over. I need at least 3 or 4 confluences at specific levels before I consider them using them at all, and I mark them. Now, there's a lot behind it. Why? What? But so it hit it, I took it off, but I don't care about the 50 points. But and I thought we might have a retracement. But yeah, I'll journal it extensively. Like, okay, it hit it, blah blah blah. So I trust next time I would leave it most likely, and then it might hit it. But because this time it didn't really take that long, did it? 3:30. Oh, how a coincidence! 3:30. Models are not only entries and targets. Yes, exactly. You use them. You use them for entries and targets. But for me, they're also about ranges, being able to identify ranges, right? But you use your models for entries, NTPs, but also for levels for in between and stuff like that. It's much more than that. I agree, but that's a little bit more advanced NQ futures. I wouldn't really spend too much time on the channel to go over that. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's much more than that, definitely. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I want to wish everyone a nice holiday, an extra day. I'm feeling a little bit nauseated, so I really want to yeah, work. The only thing that have a good time with family, friends. But if you have time, if you are like, I actually don't really have a model, just be honest to yourself. Just work on it. And if you have any questions, no, it's not about ICT concepts. It doesn't matter what you use. NQ Futures. It's all about your model, what you have backtested, what you use as your tools. But you have to have those tools. Your tools are your benchmark. It doesn't matter what you use. If you use this tool, but that's the tool you use, you want to test it against it, and then you have to see a pattern against those things that you use and that your brain understands, right? Or your brain sees, resonates. It doesn't matter what you use, but you need some benchmark or something that you can sort of like dissect the market with, right? So yeah, it just doesn't matter what you use, but you use the same thing. You have to use the same thing. You back test it against that same thing. So okay, guys. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. For me, it is, I love ICT as a foundation. ICT, the only thing that I want to add is that ICT made it clear to me that there was an algorithm, and I have deep dived outside ICT into the concept of time, still using the foundation. That's for me, it resonated, but it gave me the conviction to stop it, Birdie. It gave me the conviction to hey, stop it! I'm coming. That's the birds. Those birds. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, guys, and take care. Okay. We'll see each other Monday again. I love you guys. Thank you so much, sir. I have to go take care of the birds, ruining the glass. Bye bye. Stop it.